Hi, welcome to the inaugural edition of Planet Vehicle. I'm Alvin Jones, and with me is my co-host, Brian Armstead. How you doing, Brian?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Now, Brian and I have been working together over the years, so he and some of my other friends in the automotive journalism industry will be here on Planet Vehicle to bring you features. We plan to bring you new cars, information about aftermarket specialties for your car, also safety, innovation, and all the things that are about the driving experience. So basically, with Planet Vehicle, we bring you the world of automobiles. Now, a little later on, we're going to see a piece that I did in British Columbia, right outside of Vancouver, with the new 2011 Nissan Juke. And I wanted to bring that to you for the inaugural edition. Brian is always trying to top me. Go ahead.
I kind of naturally top you, Alvin.
Yeah. He always wants to be head and shoulders above me, which ain't hard for him at 6'9". Brian decided that for the inaugural edition of Planet Vehicle, he was going to bring out the Bentley Continental GTC-Speed.
Not just the GTC-Speed, Alvin, but the GTC-Speed 8011 edition. 80 models imported into North America, 2011, 11, the designation 80-11, a very unique, very rare automobile and a beautiful automobile. We're going to get into the details of it. We may even take it for a test drive. How'd you like to do that?
Well, I'd like to take it for a test drive since you brought it here.
How about a test ride?
Okay, test ride.
I'll drive.
Okay, I got you. All right, he'll drive, I'll ride. We'll be right back. This is Planet Vehicle. We're back with Planet Vehicle. I'm Alvin Jones, of course, with my co-host Brian Armstead, and he promised me not a drive, but a ride in the Bentley Continental GTC-Speed.
Well, it's a beautiful day. It's a little chilly, but I think we should drop the top. What do you think?
I think that's a good idea.
Well, the nice thing about the Bentley Continental GTC-Speed, and indeed the entire GTC range, is that you can drop the top remotely. So let's do it.
Okay, come on.
You stay there, because I'm driving.
Oh, okay, he's driving. So you're going to do a little remote drop, huh?
In less than 30 seconds, Alvin, you go from serene quiet to open air. It's your choice. You can drive this convertible up until probably November or December in certain climates. Well, certainly year-round in California, but here in Washington, D.C., November, and we're good.
All right, so we're going to get in. Make sure we put on our seatbelts.
We got to be safe.
It's nice because it has a nice little emblem that says Speed 8011 Edition.
There's special badging throughout the car that designates that this is, in fact, a very special Bentley automobile. And as we go along on the test drive, we'll point out some of the features. We'll talk about the performance of the car. And I'm going to get my seat back into the giant position here. So
make sure you
one touch of the start-stop button on the dash. Alvin, it's a 6-liter W12 twin-turbo motor, 552 horsepower, 479 pound-feet of torque through an all-wheel drive chassis. The car is like a rocket sled with a drop top. It's an amazing vehicle. Let's take it for a spin.
Come on, let's go.
Well, Brian, one of the questions I want to ask you while we're taking this beautiful ride, since you are a Bentley aficionado, there's a GTC, of course that means the GT convertible, and then the GTC Speed. What are the differences between the GTC and the GTC Speed?
Well, a lot of it has to do with performance, Alvin, and trim levels, which include the GTC Speed and the GT Super Sports. So it's just a matter of what you want. If you want all-out performance, Alvin, you want to go with the Super Sports, which is pretty much a raw sports car. It's just no back seat, carbon fiber shell, leather and Alcantara trimmed seats, but no back seat. Loads of performance, a remarkable performance car. If you want power and performance, then you want to go with the GTC Speed or the GTC Speed Special Edition, which in fact is this 8011 model. So it's all about horsepower level, top speed, trim, features, like 18-inch wheels versus 20-inch wheels, things like that. And of course, price. If you want all-out performance with a lot of luxury, this is the model for you. This is the one I prefer because I think it represents the best of what Bentley has to offer. Now, yes, I'm a little bit jaded. As an automotive journalist, I'm supposed to be balanced and non-partial. I'm sorry, folks. I'm a huge fan of the Volkswagen Group. Volkswagen Group being Volkswagen at the top. Their luxury brands Audi and Bentley. Their performance brands Lamborghini and Bugatti. I mean, with a lineup like that, and that's just in the U.S. Of course, they have additional markets, additional models like Skoda, Seat, some of the other models overseas. But when you get into the North American market, it's kind of hard to beat the Volkswagen Group in terms of what they offer. Think back to the Phaeton, a 12-cylinder Volkswagen. It was an incredible car, never caught on because people just couldn't get past the VW badge. But the group in itself is remarkable. I'm a huge fan of Bentley. There's not too much that they do wrong, and that's pretty good.
Now, let's also talk about the history of Bentley, because most people think of Bentley as a luxury brand, but they don't really understand that Bentley has a tradition as far as motor racing and great performance.
Yeah, Bentley, W.O. Bentley, Walter Owen Bentley, was the founder of the company. The company was founded 91 years ago, and Bentley had a passion for automobiles. Now, people who have money generally have a passion for something. They may collect watches or art, or they may travel the world extensively. For Bentley, it was about a vision, and it was about handcrafting what he wanted to be the world's finest automobiles. Now, if you think about the 8-liter cars that were out in the 1930s, magnificent handcrafted automobiles, huge cars. Had a chance to ride in one when I went to Scotland to visit to drive the 2011 Mulsanne. And it was just really a remarkable experience to drive in something that was that old and see the parallels between the old car and the new 2011 Mulsanne. Also had a chance to go to Crewe, where they hand-assemble, Crewe in the United Kingdom, where Bentleys are hand-assembled. To see that whole process, Alvin, of leather being finally inspected and stitched, wood veneers being polished and made into special patterns, because with a Bentley car, you have bespoke options. You can outfit the car any way you want it. As deep as your wallet is, that's what they'll do for you. They'll do anything that you want them to do, as long as you have the money to fulfill your dream. The passion now has spawned into 2011. If Walter Owen Bentley were alive today, he'd be very proud of where the company has gone. They had to change, Alvin, because traditionally Bentleys were seen as kind of staid automobiles for the very, wealthy who didn't necessarily want to do a lot of driving. But now these are driver's cars. The GT range, the GT Coupe, the GT convertible, GTC convertibles, these are driver's cars. These are cars that indicate that, yes, I've arrived, and yes, I want to take the wheel while I do it. So a whole nother paradigm shift for Bentley as they moved into the GT model range. And for the Volkswagen Group, which owns Bentley and Audi and Bugatti and Lamborghini and other brands around the world, it's a remarkable statement to the power of letting a company do what they need to do. The Germans have purchased the company, but they've allowed Bentley to do their Bentley thing. And the result is a remarkable automobile, the 2011 Bentley Continental GTC-Speed 80-11. Just a really remarkable automobile.
Well, that was a great test ride for me and a test drive for Brian. Hopefully next time we'll flip that where I get to drive and he gets to ride.
I don't know about that.
But we'll be back with more on Planet Vehicle. Hey, this is Alvin Jones for Planet Vehicle, and today we're on a ferry right outside of Vancouver, British Columbia. We're on our way to the Sunshine Coast to take a look at the new 2011 Nissan Juke. Earlier this year, we talked to Larry Dominique. He's one of the vice presidents with Nissan, and he explained to us the new product line coming up in 2011. Of course, you have the Leaf, which is the electric vehicle that Nissan is rolling out, but also we talked about the Juke.
This is Nissan's first entry into a sporty cross kind of segment. You're going to notice that it has a very unique design. Some people call it bulldogish, some people call it sporty and crossover. But in reality, it's a very strong masculine look to the vehicle. Another thing that's very unique in this vehicle are the running, park, and turn lamps, which are part of the fender structure itself. Normally, they're integrated somewhere down in the fascia, but for us, we wanted to make it part of the design element of the vehicle. You can see we have a fairly high belt line on the vehicle, but at the same time, you have a very dramatic sloping roof element. So kind of this combination of SUV and sport coupe at the same time. The other thing we've done is we've integrated the rear door handle in the blackout portion of the rear door. This is on the side profile to give the vehicle more of a coupe appearance, more so than a sedan or a crossover product. As we walk to the rear of the vehicle, you can see there are some very interesting characteristics on the back of this vehicle. First of all, the rear hatchback itself gives you the flavor of a crossover, which is what you're normally seeing, but this kind of integrated, what we call D kind of headlamp, this rear combi lamp is very integrated, very strong element in the design of the vehicle, very characteristic of things like our 370Z. One of the other really interesting elements in this vehicle is the fact that we've got 17-inch V-rated tires standard on the vehicle. Very uncharacteristic on a B platform, and actually more in tune with a sporty car than you normally see.
The Juke is a very exciting car for us. It was really inspired initially from our European counterparts, my associates in Europe. We have a vehicle called the Qashqai in Europe that's a very popular C-segment crossover. They were looking for a vehicle for kind of the younger men in particular, kind of aggressive car, fun to drive, exciting. We identified that clear need here in the United States too. So this vehicle, the Juke, this B-platform vehicle for the U.S. is offered in front-wheel drive and all-wheel drive. We only have one powertrain. It's a over 180 horsepower, 1.6 liter downsized turbo. And we're really pushing manual transmission on this car also. We're hoping maybe 20-25% will be MTs. So trying to really maximize that fun factor. Sure. And the all-wheel drive system you referred to is what we refer to as a vectoring all-wheel drive system. So not only does it do the front-rear split up to 50-50, it also can move the torque in the rear wheels left to right. So when it's sensing how you're cornering, it actually will vector the torque to the wheels depending on to reduce understeer.
And does it have a standard rear wheel bias to improve the just the base handling?
No, the basic platform is a front wheel drive platform. Mm-hmm. Now what it will do is when you start your car, it'll start out at a 50-50 split. Okay. And as you start to drive, if it doesn't sense any need for rear wheel usage, it'll push more towards front wheel drive, kind of maximizing fuel economy. But when it needs the rear, it's there.
It's an SUV that's sporty, so they call it kind of a sport utility vehicle. But with the size, it's perfect for the city or if you live outside the suburbs, if you have to drive back and forth into the city to work or when you go out and hang out. It's a size that you can get in and out. It's maneuverable, you can park, but you also have it designed for those who want sportiness, style, and fun.
Hello, I'm Mike Drongowski, Nissan North America, Senior Manager for Product Planning. We're here just outside of Vancouver, British Columbia, here for immediate test drive for the all-new Nissan Juke. The Juke is a combination, it's a new sports cross, it's a combination of a sport utility vehicle, a crossover vehicle with elements of a sports coupe, and it's a new vehicle for us, a new concept execution, and we're very excited about this vehicle coming to market. Here outside of Vancouver, in the beautiful weather, the beautiful sun, the beautiful scenery, giving people a chance to drive the car and get some good impressions about it.
Wow, this is nice. Mm-hmm. Go, Bert.
First realize.
What's the trunk space like? Can I pop it?
Yeah, there.
You like it? Do you like it?
It's on the smaller side of the crossover, but that's what they're meant to be. They're supposed to have that all-wheel drive, but then not as big and gas-guzzling as like the SUVs, right? So it's nice.
In the Nissan family, the Juke is the baby brother to the Rogue and the Murano. And like the youngest ones, you know, they always want attention. They always want to be bold and stand out. And you can tell by the aggressive styling here on the Juke that that is exactly what Nissan intended with this vehicle. Take a look at the headlights. The headlights are here, but also you have your alligator eyes, and that has your running lights and your turn signal indicators. Also, if you can see, the wheels are standing out from the vehicle. They're stretched. They got nice fat wheels. This particular one has 17-inch wheels, but you can get 18-inch wheels here on the Juke. Let's take a look at the interior of the Nissan Juke. The design, well, they call it motorsport style cabin. And you have a command seating position, which means you're right here over the steering wheel. Ergonomically, everything is right there for you. You can touch it. As a matter of fact, the gear shifter is in a higher position, so you don't have to reach down as far. The center console is inspired by the look of a motorcycle. You know, the gas tank that sits right between you and the handlebars on a motorcycle is nice and shiny, and it has that kind of look to it. Also, the way that they've designed the interior, it's functional, but at the same token, it's really nice in design. Although it's super sporty as an SUV, the Nissan Juke does have 4 doors. Now, here's one of the things I like about the rear doors. I like the little handle here. That's kind of cute. So it's not here, but right up here. But I tell you, when it comes to getting in the back, you see I hit my head just a little bit. I got to tell you, my knees aren't touching the front seat, but not by much, just about that much. So if you are a person who drives a carpool, I don't think this is the car for you. But if you and one of your friends every once in a while, you have maybe 3 or 4 people, but it's maybe just you and your significant other, and you like to get on the road, then here's what you do. You take the back seat, you put it down, you grab some gear, and you just hit the road. The base model of the Juke starts at under $20,000, and you can go all the way to the SL with all-wheel drive and everything in it for under $25,000. So budget-wise, it's not bad. Like I said, it's a sweet vehicle. It's short, small, it's compact, but it's sporty. It's got nice power. The only thing I would say is do not use it if you are a carpooler, because 4 people in there all day is not going to work. But 2 people in the back every once in a while, and you and your significant other riding around the city is going to be fun. Like I said, if it's the 2 of you, you can drop the rear seats, and you have lots of cargo space. So it looks to be a fun car that you can drive around and juke in. For a planted vehicle in beautiful, beautiful British Columbia, right outside of Vancouver, I'm Alvin Jones, and of course, this is Planted Vehicle.
Hello, this is James Durr with Planted Vehicle. Recently, Jim Colin, Vice President of Toyota Product Communications, spoke at the National Press Club. We had a chance to speak with him.
There is a NHTSA investigation with regard to sudden unintended acceleration claims. So we're working with NHTSA, and we're trying to find out if there is a cause. We're doing our own internal investigation so that we can certainly clearly understand any issues that are causing the consumers any concern, and we're continuing to work to resolve that. Let me talk to you about the jobs that are being created right now in the state of Mississippi. Toyota is opening up a brand new plant. We've invested over $1 billion to build a new plant in Mississippi. It's in a little town called Blue Springs, which is just outside of Tupelo, and we're going to build on an annual basis about 150,000 new Corollas in that plant. We're probably going to create about 4,000 jobs in that community, so we're very, very excited about what we're going to do for job creation in northern Mississippi. Toyota has been the leader in green technology here in the United States. So over the last 10 years, we've sold over 900,000 Prius vehicles here in the United States. Prius is the leading hybrid car here in the United States. When you look at hybrid technology, Toyota sells 10. We sell 7 out of every 10 vehicles is a Toyota, and 1 out of every 2 is a Toyota Prius. So we're going to do everything in our power to make sure that we're maintaining our hybrid leadership, because we think that's the appropriate direction for the future.
For Planted Vehicle, At the National Press Club in Washington, D.C., I'm James Dura.
We are here in Poolsville, Maryland. As everything sets down, it has been a great day, a great 2 days actually, and the rain has stopped. And because of that, and to celebrate that, I want to present to you Tareq Salahi. He is the team captain of the America's Polo team, sponsored by Land Rover. And you put this whole thing together, didn't you?
We did. With a lot of great teamwork and the great partnership we have with Land Rover North America. We couldn't have done it without them, and we're very proud of their partnership.
I understand it took about 1,000 people to put this together.
That's right. We have 1,000 people that are involved, in volunteers to production to execution to put on the World Cup here at the Land Rover America's Polo Cup. It's a huge show. It's the world's largest polo cup in the world.
Okay. How did you come up with this vision?
Polo has been part of sports and diplomacy, power, and frankly, it's the oldest sport known to mankind. Most people don't know that. The sport is 2,500 years old, and it's the only sport where man and woman can play against each other and together on the same team.
Wow. Now, speaking of women, I noticed during the break, the women go out and they press the divots.
Yeah, they sure do. They have the beautiful hats and the gorgeous dresses, and they go out there doing the stumping of the divots to earn their glass of champagne.
Now, how long have you been with the sport?
Yeah, I started polo when I was 8 years old. I started riding horses and just started hitting the ball around, and I just got addicted to the game. Quite a long time. I've been captain of the United States team for the last 5 years, and we're looking forward to taking on India, next year.
Now, I understand you beat Australia 4-2.
Yeah, it was a big win. I had a great first goal, right behind the tail of my polo pony, and scored the first goal of the game. Big honor for me. No, it was a great way to start the game, and then I got the last 3 goals, and it was a big game for me. I'm really proud, but I couldn't have done it without my teammates. There's no question about it. This is teamwork. I have the best teammates on the U.S. polo team. With Nick, Goldan, Doug Barnes, and John Gobin. We have the best team in the United States. You don't just have teammates on the polo field, but you also have your teammates, right underneath you. Your horse. It's a gracious game. This is all for charity. We're helping out multiple sclerosis. We're helping out Leukemia Lymphoma Society. We have a lot of great civic groups that we're working with locally. Innocence at Risk is a new partner with us. So we're doing a lot of great work. So wherever the Land Rover Polo team goes, we support local communities. This is a global program we have with Land Rover. We do Aspen, we do Dubai. We're going to Australia in February for the rematch against the Aussies. They want us down under now on their turf. Well, we're going to be playing in India, and that's coming up very soon. They have now accepted the opportunity to challenge us in the World Cup Championships at the Land Rover America's Polo Cup 2010. It's May 7th, May 8th.
Okay, get ready. May 7th, May 8th, put it on your calendar.
That's right. May 7th is Rock on the Runway fashion show, and May 8th is the World Cup against India.
Well, I'm going to be here again.
Well, we're looking forward to that.
Hey, thanks a lot. Keep up the good work, and don't forget the website is americaspolocup.com.
Thank you.